Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Cartridge to Cloud. I'm LifeShifter X, joined with a Ginger Flame. How's it going?
Pretty good, bud. Pretty good. How are you?
Good, good. Kind of getting the day going. I know we're running a little bit later than we usually do. We're trying to shoot for 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern, but we're kind of running a little late trying to sort out some technical difficulties. But we're here. We're here and having fun.
Let's go.
So we got a good chunk of news for you all today. We've got some massive GTA 6 leaks that also confirm a lot of details that we didn't get before. We got Call of Duty Next Showcase news, PlayStation State of Play news, and they also have some oddball hardware topics for graphics cards, like the updates that are coming up for the next few months since we've had such a hard time getting graphics cards in the past year and a half. We actually might have a light at the end of the tunnel for this. So kind of jumping in, the GTA 6 leaks happened late last night. I started seeing them pop up around about 11 p.m. Pacific, and it started being like a screenshot here and there. Then it was videos, and then we saw like longer videos, like 20 minutes of content, and they were sprinkled across the internet, like in everywhere, shape, or form. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, we've got some dev builds of GTA 6, and oh, look at that. It actually confirms the city that it's in. Oh, look at that. Look at the driving. Look at the shooting mechanics. Look at the police mechanics. Look at the modern timeline from the last time we've seen Vice City. And we just got a myriad of different details out of all these leaks. What are your thoughts on this so far? Like, what are the things we got out of this?
So it's kind of a disappointment and also kind of exciting at the same time, right? To see leaks come out, but when the leaks weren't meant to come out, it kind of ruins that anticipation. Some certain things, right? Now, like a lot of the rumors that have been out there, you know, about where it's at, how long it's been, things like that. Well, unfortunately, a lot of them have been confirmed. I mean, there was a video that was almost 5 minutes long, which I just saw, of gameplay. I'm like, holy crap. Rockstar is pissed. You know what I mean? I mean, I would be super mad if I was them, but I believe the CEO even said and confirmed that the leaks are real. So a lot of people are like, this isn't real, this is fake. But that's just amazing, man. Like, it's just crazy. Yeah,
Bloomberg's Jason Schreier confirmed this morning that Rockstar did confirm that it was GTA 6 were indeed real. and the footage is from late 2019 to early 2020, according to their information. The footage is early and unfinished. Of course, this was one of the biggest leaks in video game history and a nightmare for Rockstar Games. To those who have asked, these are several. There are several reasons this is a nightmare for Rockstar. One is that it'll disrupt work for a while. Another that is it may lead to management to limit work from home flexibility. The repercussions of this leak might not be clear for quite some time.
Either way, I'm excited. Like, I play a lot of GTA, and I know that you know this, but I play a lot of GTA role play. So I'm excited for GTA 6 to come into the role play scene as well. So it's just going to be awesome. Of course, and I'll play the story mode first, but you know, just playing it and all, I think it's just, but it's just going to be a great freaking game. When Rockstar releases a GTA game, it is usually really good.
Yeah, I mean, every game thinking back on like the GTA series has been a solid like iteration on each other. And I think the biggest jump really was definitely from 3 to 4, and then definitely 4 to 5. 4 to 5 was a massive step. And then if you think about even from 4 to 5, there's been more content that's come out for GTA Online than almost every other GTA game combined. And
GTA Online is huge, man. Yeah, no, it's huge. It's just, there's so much to do in it. And there's so many mods that people have just created for the game too. So it's really got a huge community that's involved. So that's why I think that, you know, like a lot of people were excited to see the leaks. A lot of people weren't, because they were just in like waiting for it. So, I mean, either way, the leaks are a pretty big deal. And I mean, we just got to wait to actually purchase the game and play the whole thing just to see what's happened. So,
yeah. What are your thoughts on the timeline, I guess, where it appears to be at? It seems to be modern day for the most part.
I think it is going to be a modern day timeline on it, which, I mean, is kind of scary in its facts, only because I see what's going on in the modern day. So, you know, how much of the real world did they bring into this? Right? It's like, I mean, because there's a lot of politics whenever you play any type of GTA game, it's all about politics within the game. So I'm really, really excited and waiting to see, okay, is it going to go this way or is it going to go that way? But it is a little bit more modern. I'm really thinking that it's going to be like in the late 90s is the way which it looked for me. So we'll see from there. Yeah.
And I agree. I think it'll be fun going on with a modern time Vice City. I saw a few screenshots today of like some of the footage that people were clipping to not too long before we went live. And it was places in like San Diego, in fact, were even showing up in parts of the leaked footage. For example, there's like a restaurant that's in Vista, California, apparently, which will be close to where we're going to TwitchCon next month.
Yeah, and I'm super excited.
And that'll be really interesting to see how that all turns out, you know. And yeah, like it's going to be a lot of cool things. I think I'm really looking forward to GTA 6 now. For me, I'm one of the people that got hyped for it because I'm like, wow, we actually get to see it's a modern day. It's not a retro thing anymore.
Yeah, like back in the 70s or whatever.
Yeah, so I mean, GTA can still live on in its current format with like GTA 5, where it's like modern day. You could get all the cool and exciting new things. You could get the current tech, current guns, current even futuristic stuff to some degree. So you have a lot of room, I think, when it goes to the modern day style versus past.
One thing that I hope that they bring into it, and I want a jet backpack, man. Like,
I know, right?
And I don't want a car, and I want a jet backpack, so that way I can just fly around the city.
Yeah. I mean, they got the jet motorcycle, right? I mean, why not?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So why not have a jet backpack, man?
Yeah.
So Rockstar, but if you're listening, you know, we want a jet backpack. Okay.
All right. Let's go over that. But overall, I think it's pretty cool. Like, to me, I was one of the people that was excited, like I said, and I think it's something that it gives me something to look forward to now. I know it's probably years away at this point. Like, it's probably at least 1 to 3 years away, I would say. More likely,
yeah,
kind of like in
this
between.
Big leak though, like so early, right? Because usually the leaks don't come until towards the end, right? For like the last 6 months or so. This is a pretty big leak. So
yeah,
I think wow.
I think that we're gonna see. They're gonna end up having to show more of it now that the leak has happened, and in more of an official capacity to show like what the progress has been since then. Because for the people that weren't excited about it, they didn't want to see the unfinished product, right? They're gonna have to show something to get those fans back and excited. You know, to kind of go back and forth for this whole thing. How do you feel about the new season of Fortnite? We will find that out after Cartridge to Cloud, because Jinja will be playing the new season of Fortnite live here on stream. that'll be fun.
With Tommy. Tommy's going to play for a little bit, right?
Yep, I will be here for a while.
All right.
So we'll definitely be playing with the community. If you guys guys and gals want to jump in for that, we'll be checking out the new season live here on stream. But yeah,
anyways, continue.
I think what they're going to ultimately do, what Rockstar's ultimately going to do, is they're going to have to show it off at one of the next big showcases. Could be as early as Game Awards, or it could be as late as the E3 season next year. Or, I mean, they're not known for doing their own showcases, so I have a feeling it's going to buddy up with one of the big showcases.
It really has to, and I'm surprised that they haven't released a little bit of anything right now, especially with how far along they are. But they still got a long ways to go, and I do agree with you. They definitely need to showcase something, since a lot of it's leaked. So maybe even just showcase what's been leaked, right? And just kind of explain, hey, this is where this came from. This is part of this, right? Et cetera, et cetera. That's what I would do to kind of play it off. You know, hey, it's no big deal because the game is so much more than what these leaks have been, right? Yeah. So,
and that's the thing is they want to be able to give like that customer satisfaction too for the people that didn't want to know about these leaks, and they're like, oh well, maybe they were disappointed or whatever. And now you could go and like, here's the game, here's a snippet, here's what you're gonna expect. You know, some kind of small detail. It doesn't have to go into anything grandeur, I don't think. But it could definitely support it in a way that would make sense to give snippets of better looking content of what we just saw in those leaks.
Exactly.
So I think
anyways, either way, I'm still excited.
Oh yeah, no, I'm stoked for it. Like it does nothing but good things, I think, at this point.
Right, exactly.
Moving on to our next topic, Call of Duty Next Showcase. We got a bunch of different news. Ginger, you want to walk us through some of these?
Dude, so I mean, a lot of you that have been watching me play, I am a huge COD player. I love COD. What was it last week? You know, they just got done inviting a ton of high-end players and streamers and such down to Activision, where they were able to actually play, you know, Warzone 2, you know, Modern Warfare 2, and then they were able to showcase that to their live community. So Warzone 2 is going to be pretty freaking cool. I'm pretty excited about it. It's going to be back to the traditional battle royale. That's the thing which I'm excited for. Is like, you don't really have to focus on sitting there in the game menu building your guns for hours and hours and hours. You go into the battle royale, you go through the chests, you go through the caches, whatever, and you actually find the guns that you need, and then you upgrade them. They're really going more towards the Apex type style. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm super excited for it. And obviously with Modern Warfare 2, that's coming out. That is just going to be badass. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to play it. I believe if you purchase it right now, you can get into the open beta, so you can start playing it right now.
On PlayStation, PlayStation is this weekend, and then
is it this
PC
weekend?
will be next weekend.
Right.
PC and everybody else is next weekend.
So, but either way, I'm super excited for it, dude, because I am, and I think that the biggest thing that I'm the most excited about, and I don't know how I feel about this, only because I've been playing a lot of Fortnite here lately. So the third-person shooter mode. So, I mean, I'm so used to first-person shooter whenever it comes to COD. So I'm like, I don't know if I liked it, but I hear that you're going to be able to switch it up to what you want, though, I believe. That's what I've read. Don't know if it's true yet, but either way, it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, so there's some of the big highlights, too, especially for Warzone 2 in specific, is they're building it specifically for next gen, so I think they're leaving previous gen behind.
They are.
There's a new multi-circle closure, which will be interesting to see how that turns out.
Yeah, that's weird.
Water-based combat, which we didn't get before. Gulag 2.0. Take on enemies.
Which I don't know what that means, to be honest.
It's just a new version of Gulag with some probably new twists and turns.
I mean, but they change it every season, so then we'll see.
Yeah, right. Take on enemies and strongholds, which gives you kind of like a raid feature, I guess, to some degree in the multiplayer. And they've got a lot more that's also going to be announced during that, which I thought was pretty interesting. There's a lot of cool stuff in regards to that.
Well, and I'm thinking that, so, and then I've heard too, because like a lot of people quit playing COD and Warzone because of all the hackers and cheaters and stuff. So, and then I did read an article a couple days ago that their new cheat program that they have is so integrated now with Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare for the multiplayer that it's going to be very, very hard to cheat in this game. So that's one thing that they've been talking about a lot. So I'm really looking forward to that, where I don't have like these wall hack kids or these aimbot people just sniping me from, you know, all the way across the map. Right. So I'm looking forward to that, to be honest, because I've been playing COD long enough that I've ran into it many times. So I'm also looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Some of the other news was more multiplayer beta stuff, which is going to focus on the non-Warzone based stuff, which is going to be really fun. I actually might even download that myself tonight to try it on PS5.
Nice.
Then of course, PlayStation exclusive content that's still rolling out for Modern Warfare 2. They got some pretty random stuff that's coming in there, like the Terminator and Snoop Dogg skins, Attack on Titan, the Scream related stuff, which I thought was all pretty interesting.
Yeah, the Attack on Titan one, I love Attack on Titan, so I'm looking forward to it. But I'm like, in the game, I'm like, I don't know if that fits the genre or not.
No, it kind of doesn't. Like Terminator, I could see. Attack on Titan really doesn't make sense. That would make more sense to me in Fortnite than it would.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
COD.
But that's exactly what I would think. Like that should be long in Fortnite and not in COD. But I am looking forward. But they should definitely put a John Wick in there, though. Like no joke.
Oh yeah. I can see John Wick. Being a cool one
dude, man, John Wick has to be in there. But Fortnite has John Wick, so are they gonna like allow it?
Yeah. Well, they have a couple versions of John Wick. They have the actual one, like the movie one, and then they have the mock-up one that they did like real early on in like one of the first early seasons they did of Battle Royale. Then they also have Call of Duty Warzone Mobile, which is a separate game, not a port, which they stress that throughout pretty much that whole showcase. It is such a separate thing, and it's built on its own engine and whatnot. So it's supposed to be separate, kind of competing with Fortnite Mobile, also Apex Mobile, and PUBG Mobile, and a couple of these other ones that are out there now. The only thing I don't think they did quite confirm was if it's going to work with controllers or not, or if it's all touch controllers. I hope it does. I'm actually looking through it right now just to make sure I am right on that, but I didn't hear anything that said it works with it. Oh wait, touchscreens are the priority. There's intention to also support controllers, and we haven't announced controllers we're supporting yet, but it's our intention. Okay, so they're working on it, but it hasn't been announced yet.
Okay.
Like if you're going to do mobile, you have to do it with like, either direct controller support with Bluetooth, or you do like the backbone or something like that. Like you got to support that stuff that works for the devices. I think the only way I think it's going to survive, because like Apex Mobile, Fortnite Mobile, all these other ones, they all do controller support, and that's primarily how a lot of people play it.
So I'm actually an old school. I don't play with the remote on mobile games. Like I use my thumbs, and those two little pads that are built in on the screen that you actually got to move around. So that's how I play like those Call of Duty or Fortnite on the phone and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just old school that way though. So
hey, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
A lot of cool content for some of the other ones. Ginger flame lash is the best combo since peas and carrots, chocolate and peanut butter, or alcohol and bad life choices.
What's up, Seema? How you doing, man?
What's going on, Seema? Welcome for the 14 months.
Yeah, dude. Congrats, man.
Thank you so much. Months.
Chocolate and peanut butter go really good together, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
The other big news was third person mode is coming back. Was previously featured in the original Modern Warfare 2, so that should be interesting to see. Coming back. I'm actually pretty excited for that, because a lot more games are getting the third person mode back, and I think it's really fun for those players that don't want specifically just playing in first person. Like it gives them a little bit more flexibility and fun and
cover. So I mean, but that's one thing, like I told you, man, I'm so used to playing. So, and I did not even play in the original Modern Warfare 2, and I hate to admit that, but I never played it.
How dare you call yourself a COD
fan? Dude, I'm telling you, I know. But I've never played in third person view in any COD game that I've ever played. My game was so whenever it came with COD, and I was all about Black Ops. Like that's what I played, was Black Ops. Like every single time.
The first Black Ops for me was probably the most fun. And funny enough, one of the most hated CODs is actually one of my favorite ones, which was Advanced Warfare.
So Advanced Warfare was good, but Black Ops 3 was one of my favorites. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but it was one of my favorites. So I never played in third person, man. So that's what I'm really trying to figure out, is like, is it going to be worth it? But I play Fortnite in third person too a lot. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting used to it. Maybe I should try it out. Ginger Flame only plays COD when he orders off the menu at Red Lobster.
Oh man. Oh man. Crazy.
Sorry, and I had a kid that interrupted me. All right. So anyways, yeah, that's definitely what I'm saying. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Either way, I'll be playing it. So
yeah, no, it'll be a lot of fun, I think. Both the Modern Warfare multiplayer beta for Modern Warfare 2 and then also Warzone, just to see how it is when it comes out. I hope they're not basing it off of the Modern Warfare 1 engine still like they were.
I thought that, no, I actually thought that I read that they had a brand new engine. Hold on.
They definitely do for the mobile. I didn't hear anything about Warzone itself. Yeah, I would have to look that up and see, because I didn't see anything. There's new mechanics.
So it is the ID Tech 3 engine, which it has been based on Call of Duty since 2005. So it does look like they're using, but they're upgrading the engine to Infinity Ward Engine 4.0.
Oh, okay. So it is a new thing.
It is a new engine, but using the same software.
Oh, so that'll be interesting. And then they're also doing the new Ricochet, or new version of Ricochet.
Yeah, so the new version of it, which is what I'm excited about. So that way,
kernel level drivers now, so it'll be much more intricate.
Yeah, and it'll be able to, and like a lot of people won't like it, but it's going to be able to read your processes and things like that. Which, you know, that kind of fights, your privacy, but you know what, with so many cheaters and hackers, I hate to say it, but if you want to play the game, play it right, or don't play it at all.
Yeah, and then when you're not playing it, just shut it all off. It's not, you can't track you when you shut it off. So
right, exactly.
So just keep those things separate. But overall, I'm pretty excited. It was a kind of a cool showcase. It was cool to see some of the multiplayer stuff going on. I'm going to try it out myself, like I said, tonight, and I'll definitely play it with folks next weekend. We'll probably see if we can get some days on.
Yeah. So there we go, buddy, because that's what we're playing next weekend.
Sunday. Yeah, we'll be playing that probably here right on Iron N.
Absolutely, 100%.
So moving on. State of Play. Sony did their State of Play announcements. They had some pretty cool stuff that was in there. Coming directly from the PlayStation blog. I'll give you some of the highlights that we got. We got God of War Ragnarok story trailer, which is came out live. Ragnarok is just around the corner. I think it's beginning of November. We've got Sin Duality, which is a new dystopian futuristic adventure. Then we have Rise of the Ronin, a new action RPG from Team Ninja, which will be pretty cool. It's the folks, I believe, that did Ninja Gaiden. Then we have a new story trailer revealing for Stellar Blade, formerly known as Project Eve. A new digital collectibles coming to PlayStation Stars, which I don't know many people that care about that, to be honest. I don't, personally. Another Hogwarts Legacy Haunted Hogsmeade PlayStation exclusive quest, which kind of sucks. I hate exclusivity on like missions and stuff like that. I think this should be included for everybody. You're paying for the game.
So do I. Well, I know, but they're making it pay to win, bro.
Yeah, not gonna be good.
No.
Pacific Drive welcomes you to Olympic Exclusion Zone, which I'm not sure what that one. Pacific Drive. I don't think I remember what that one was. Oh, okay. It's the little like a dark, creepy kind of game. It looks actually kind of fun. The other one that was a big change was the Yakuza series is now going to be called Like a Dragon, and they released a couple new titles coming out. One of them is Like a Dragon Ishin, which comes out February 2023. We'll get to this topic here in a second, but I want to note that how loaded the beginning of next year is again, just like this year was. It's
There's
crazy.
Gonna be a lot.
It's like the new holiday season. Like the developers avoid the holidays, supporting it around the holidays, and they're like, yeah, we're just going to release it in the beginning of the year, like when we can work more. It's crazy stuff.
Well, and you want to know why they do that? And I think it's because, in my opinion, right? I mean, but if you really think about it, like a lot of places are beginning to release it in Q1, because in my opinion, which I have looked at numbers like years ago, but Q1 is typically the slowest time for any game developer because of the holiday seasons. So now they're releasing it during the first quarter to show profits up in the first quarter. So that's what I think they're doing it, and it's all right. But if you're like me, I'm broke as hell after the holidays,
Right.
and I'm not going to be buying it like right away. So I'll be waiting.
That's my thing. I think it's a combination. I think it's that, and then as well as a bunch of different developers, especially if it's a multiplayer game, don't want to release around the holidays, so they have their like studios take that time off around the holidays. Like my company, for example,
that too.
Takes the last 2 weeks of the year off every year. So like they push all that off, and I have a feeling part of it is that, and part of it is they're definitely trying to raise those first quarter earnings, because it's always the slump. Like January, February is always the slump. But even you notice, like a lot of these are all February, March, April, or later. February, March being kind of like the sweet spot, it seems like, because they're getting pretty loaded on these.
Right.
Demio reinvents game night on PlayStation in 2023, which looks kind of like a tabletop dungeon crawler. It's going to be coming to PSVR 2 and PS5. That'll be kind of cool to see. Become a Hero and PlayStation VR 2 and Star Wars Tales from Galaxy's Edge Enhanced Edition.
So that one I'm looking forward to. I think that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, PSVR 2 is actually kind of shaping up to be something cool. So I'm debating if I want to get that, because it sounds like, from the sounds of it, it sounds like it's coming sometime early next year, in the first half of next year. So I'm really curious to see how that pulls into it. The other big news was Tekken 8 breaks into a new generation. So you got a new Tekken 8 trailer that came with it. A lot of this stuff, I'll post it here in chat where you can see all of the current news.
Dude, but it's been years since I've actually played any Tekken. Like, I played the original Tekken, right? I thought that was a cool game, but I've never actually played Tekken 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or whatever, right? So I'm really, I mean, because it does look pretty cool. Mine was more of like the Street Fighter. Like, I love Street Fighter. So,
yeah,
but if you remember that. Oh, so see, man, I mean, the Mortal Kombat was pretty cool too, because I like Mortal Kombat. But I really never got into Tekken for some reason. Hey, brother, what's up?
Brother, what's going on?
Yes. So I really can't say, like, if I'm going to be interested in Tekken or not. The one thing that I'm kind of sad about right now, which we already talked about it a little bit, was the God of War. Do you know that's only going to be PlayStation right now? There is no future plan for PC.
Well,
I'm super sad about it.
That's been in discussion quite a bit for the last few months. I think it's going to be where they're gonna do their initial launch, and after the first year is when they start releasing them on PC, because Sony's success so far with the games that they released on PC has been massive. I mean, God of War 2018 sold like 4 million copies or something on PC when it came out, and I'm like, that's not to be ignored, right? Like, on top of, I think it was like the 13 million or something they sold on PlayStation during that same time. So it's like, okay, guys, like they can't ignore that the PC audience is still there, but at the same time, I think they're going to do it to where they're going to do their exclusivity thing first, like they're doing with pretty much everything else, and then they're going to move itself to PC at a later date, like a year or two or more. Like, we're getting close, like around February time, we're going to get a year after the New Horizon game coming out on PS5. So we'll have to see sometime around then, like, what happens. Like, do we start seeing those games start popping up? Is it going to be that year time frame, or is it going to be a little longer? Are they going to do,
Well, and in today's society, I think that every creator or every studio really needs to make sure that they're doing cross platforms, because if they don't, they're not going to be able to compete with every other games out there, in my opinion. These
are all single player games, so they're not going to, like, Sony's games.
Right, but there's a lot of people that, like, and I don't own a PlayStation, man. Like, I would love to play that on PC.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, but you're saying cross play or cross save or whatever. That's
right.
I don't think they're going to do a cross save until they did their own launcher. But that's at the same time, who the hell is going to want another launcher when they're already releasing it on like Steam?
Yeah,
or whatever,
well, and everybody's already. I know it's like every company has their own launcher, which just pisses me off in the begin with. How about we all just stick with Steam, sell your product on Steam, deal with the cut that they're going to take.
Steam or Epic. I mean, at this point, I've kind of given up on the whole like hate on Epic. At first, I was like, this is not great, but now it's gotten to the point where it's kind of like
it's actually pretty easy. Right.
It's a part of everyday life now. It's just gotten so much more manageable.
Yeah, but the one that I hated was the Origin, I think is what it was called, which the
Origin
Sony.
Origin. That's EA.
Yeah, but it sucks, man. I hate that launcher.
Their new launcher is good, but it still hasn't come out of beta, which has been in beta now for like over a year. And
yeah,
I still can't use it because they're like, for whatever reason, they have this weird thing in their launcher where if you played the beta and you uninstalled the beta and you launch, you re-downloaded the full game, it still thinks you're playing the beta for some reason. So on the new EA like base launcher, it doesn't think that I own Battlefield 2042 because I played the beta. It thinks like, oh, you have to buy it again. I'm like, I'm not gonna buy it again. I'm gonna go back to fucking Origin where I can't play it.
Right, exactly. See, and I haven't even downloaded the beta one yet because I'm afraid that it's going to screw something up or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I uninstalled it because I'm like, I'll just stick with it until they work out the bugs.
All right. So anyways, sorry. Then we went down a little rabbit hole there. So Tekken 8 sounds awesome. Don't know if it's going to be for me or not, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that love Tekken. Oh, yeah. I am definitely more of a Mortal Kombat or, like a Street Fighter type guy. Those are my two fighting games, but Tekken 8, I'll probably definitely check it out though.
One of my newer fighting games, kind of going on the fighting games thing, has definitely been either the Marvel vs. Capcom stuff or the Injustice games. Only because they're done by NetherRealm Studios too, which is the makers of Mortal Kombat. And that style of gameplay just attracts to me so much because the combos are easier. You can kind of figure out based on what you're doing with that and kind of going around it.
Well, see, but the reason which I'll probably try it because I finally got my new remote, so I'm pretty excited, and I've been playing a lot of games with this thing, and I love it.
PS4 remote, man, come on, you got to go get that.
That's a SCUF.
Oh, it's a SCUF.
It's a SCUF. Yeah, it's a SCUF PS4.
Yeah, SCUF PS4.
Yeah, see, dude, it's really good, man.
You gotta go with that PlayStation Elite controller, man.
Oh, really? I don't know, man.
PlayStation Elite 2 controller, you would have probably spent half of that.
Dude, really?
Oh yeah.
Don't tell me that, man. Because that was a pretty penny, dude.
It's $130 for the new Elite 2 controller.
I'm not gonna tell you how much I spent on that.
Oh, that was probably 350 or more. I know. Oh, I know.
Hey, it works really well, dude. But it works really good. Okay.
I mean, all right. It doesn't give you the things you really want.
Well, no. But my favorite part is these back buttons on here. So they're like little clip things on here.
Oh yeah. It's the same on the other one, but they're customizable and you can take them out. And
yeah. So and I can literally take these out and I can readjust them or the size of the buttons and everything. So I think it's well money spent. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you gotta look at those things, man.
I know. All right.
Anyways. Jumping on one of our, any last topics for the state of play? Like,
did I take it to bed? Just for the first couple nights. Anyways,
you got a nice spot on the pillow.
Right. I do need all those buttons. Yes. No. So for the new game wise, I'm really looking for this state of play. I'm really, really just looking forward to, we didn't put it on here, but I got to say it because we are kind of an Eve channel too. I'm looking forward to the expansion. I'm going to try it out. Don't know if it's going to be really good for Eve or not. A lot of faction warfare updates coming along with it. That's in November. So it's next, or right? Is that being released in November? Isn't that?
The what?
The new expansion for
it's coming out in pieces. Eve. Like they say that it's coming out in November, but it's coming out in pieces.
Okay. So anyways, I'm looking forward to it. Might be hopping back on that for a little bit too. But right now I'll be focusing on the Warzone myself. That's really where I'm going to be putting a lot of effort into is the new Warzone. This fall season is pretty banging so far. It really is. And I'm pretty excited for it. So
yeah. A lot of stuff though, like the Like a Dragon stuff, all the Yakuza being now called Like a Dragon is pretty interesting. Stellar Blade, formerly known as Project Eve, that looks pretty cool. Sin Duality looks really good. God of War Ragnarok I'm looking forward to because I have a PS5. I'm going to play it.
Yeah, but I can't play it. Well, the Sin Duality one looks really awesome. I'm definitely probably going to play that as well. That just looks cool.
Yeah, that looks, kind of a fun
space game.
Yes, mech/space game. Looks pretty neat.
Well, anything to do with space, I'm really kind of interested in, obviously. So I really got to try those games out.
And it's PvPvE, so that should be fun. I
know. Yeah, exactly.
I like more games kind of breaking into that genre because it seems to be pretty fun with it. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun with those things.
So that's pretty much it for me for right now.
Yeah. Kind of going into our last big topic of the day. Graphics cards may be more plentiful coming up soon now that Ethereum has officially dead with GPU mining. So the big merge happened with Ethereum, where GPU mining is now dead from that. Ahead of new GPU releases from NVIDIA and AMD later this year. This comes from Alessandro Barbosa from GameSpot. After years of planning, Ethereum's much anticipated switch from proof of work to proof of stake took place today. The merge means that Ethereum mining is dead, which is good news ahead of GPU releases from NVIDIA and AMD later this year. The shift from proof of work to proof of stake means that the transactions on the Ethereum blockchain are now processed using portions of the currency that are staked, with those choosing to lock up their funds being rewarded for doing so. In the past, transactions relied on massive amounts of computational power to process the same transactions, providing rewards for those lending their GPU processing to the cause. This is one of the biggest reasons GPU prices spiked so drastically during the COVID-19 pandemic, exacerbated by the lack of supply. In the last few months, the price of Ethereum has fallen. GPU prices have quickly nosedived too, and are likely to continue now doing so now that numerous mining establishments will either be closing up or attempting to move to the new cryptocurrency to try to profit off of. This merge also means that Ethereum is now much more environmentally friendly, with energy consumption estimated down by 99.95%.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it goes down to nothing because it's not using the same kind of code base. Given that the entire Ethereum network was producing a carbon footprint equivalent of that of Hong Kong, according to a recent study.
That's crazy.
This is an extremely positive change. Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin shared that this statistic suggesting that the global energy consumption has decreased by 0.2% following the change to the proof of stake. That's crazy.
Dude, it's nuts. But I mean, I'm excited and kind of pissed off at the same time. All right. And then I'll tell you why. So I'm excited that finally the graphics card have no use in the mining your Ethereum sector whatsoever. I'm just tired of not being able to get a good graphics card and not knowing when I buy a used one, has it been used to mine with? Right. Because that's the other thing.
And abused.
Yeah. And just abused and, just smacked around and, ran at 1,000 miles an hour for, 6 years straight. So I'm super excited that it's done. I'm super excited it's over with. I'm really still upset that NVIDIA and Intel and everyone else really couldn't figure out how to stop it to begin with, because they didn't want to. So that was my big thing when this all came out back in 2019. Man, I was so lit. It just took me forever to find a good graphics card. And not to be afraid that
mine
it would,
like a month ago, because this is how long it's taken for me to get one.
Yeah, it's just like, it's so stupid. But you know who made out like a bandit? NVIDIA.
Oh, NVIDIA made a killing off of it.
Oh, a freaking killing. And the record profits, right? So it's like, I'm glad it's done. I hope they start to focus back on the gaming community like they originally always do, and to the big box stores and things like that. I really hope that they get their prices back in line, which they've been going down. So, which we do know that.
Oh yeah. The sales, now have been even my graphics card, I get a 3090 Ti and it was $750 off from the MSRP. So I'm like, that's how big of a dive it's taken.
Right. And so I'm excited, right? Finally, us little people can finally get a decent graphics card at a fair price.
Yep.
So your Ethereum, I really don't care. I mean, and I do a little bit of Bitcoin trade and stuff, but I'm not huge into it. Don't trust it. That's just me. Maybe because I'm old. I don't know what it is. But anyways, so yes, I'm excited.
Nice, Nikki. Yeah, I got the hybrid one from EVGA because I just love their hybrid cards. They're wonderful. Like, the only reason I paid, I mean, it was like $1,300, I think. It was almost half price at the rate it was going.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's just paying for the hybrid cooler, which is, I like having something that's a little cooler.
So I'm a really kind of like an Asus guy. That's the name Rambit that I kind of stick to. So I'm looking forward to finally purchasing one, because then all I have is a 2070 Ti. So I'm looking forward to purchasing me a 3080 or even a 3090, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know when those are coming, but
the 3090s are out now.
Oh, are they? Okay. Well, then the 4000 series are about to start coming out.
Yeah, it's the 4000 series that are coming out.
Right. So then I'm like, okay, do I hold off for the 4000 and wait for the 3090 Ti to get a little bit lower? Probably, because I'm that kind of guy. So either way, though, the prices are going to be good for us people that play video games on PCs and that need to build a kick-ass PC. So I've been waiting to build a PC only because of the graphics cards, on how ridiculously expensive they were, and the processors too.
Yeah.
Now those are starting to go back down too, which is nice.
Kind of going on the last bit of that. It says Bitcoin is now the last notably large cryptocurrency that is still operating on proof of work, and it seems unlikely it's going to change anytime soon. Mining Bitcoin is mostly pointless for an individual consumer, as it is mostly operated by large companies now, meaning you shouldn't have to worry about miners swooping up potential RTX 4090 cards soon. Right,
exactly. So I'm looking forward to it.
Jiffy, that is part of our next topic, is part of the
that is, and I saw him say that. I'm like, man, he's thinking on the same wavelength as we are.
Oh yeah. So ahead of
shoot it.
EVGA terminates relationship with NVIDIA, leaving GPU business behind. One of the most renowned GPU manufacturers is ceasing all operations within NVIDIA, leaving the market entirely behind. Ahead of GTC 2022 keynote next week, where the company is expected to announce its 40 series consumer GPUs, manufacturer EVGA has announced that it is terminating its relationship with NVIDIA and exiting the GPU market.
I can't believe it.
The massive business shift, which is confirmed by EVGA on its forums, has been broken down in a detailed report by Gamers Nexus, who spoke directly with EVGA CEO Andrew Hahn to get the details of the split. According to Hahn, NVIDIA has been difficult to work with for some time now. Like all other GPU board partners, EVGA is only told the price of new products when they're revealed to everyone on stage, making planning difficult when launches occur soon after. NVIDIA also has tight control over the pricing of GPUs, limiting what partners can do to differentiate themselves in a competitive market. This is coming from Alessandro Barbosa, also from GameSpot. I'll put it in here in the chat too, in case anybody wants to get in on it. So before I continue on with the rest of this article, I'm just going to say, like, I've been a huge EVGA fan forever. Almost every single one of my graphics cards I've purchased in the last 15 years has been EVGA because of their warranty. They are hands down have always been one of the most reliable cards that I've ever owned, and particularly because for the very longest time, they were the only company that offered hybrid cards, which are the liquid cooled closed loop liquid cards. And that's the same reason I just bought my 3090 Ti hybrid from EVGA, because I love their hybrid cards. My previous ones were actually that I just took out of my machine were two 1080 Ti Kingpin models that were liquid cooled on different water blocks than their hybrid system, because they didn't offer a hybrid version of the Kingpin at the time, or at least the time I purchased it anyway. But my God, like it's taking out my favorite GPU manufacturer out of the market, which is going to be like super sad to see how this turns out in the future for them.
Well, I mean, can you blame them though, because of what NVIDIA is doing, right? Because they do control everything. They do control the market. And I really think, and that's what I was saying about back in 2019, they didn't care. They were making money hand over fist. They couldn't supply it enough. People were getting angry. I can't blame them for wanting to leave, right? Yeah. I just really can't.
I kind of wish they would at least have hopped on AMD's bandwagon for now.
Yeah,
I would have loved them to see switching, so at least you had something you could get still. Because I would have switched to an AMD card if EVGA had went to AMD instead of NVIDIA. But at the same time, they would have been at the mercy of AMD, which they probably didn't want to do. I mean, they're based here in California. They're like literally 30 minutes away from me.
I have been to their building. It is awesome.
Oh yeah,
it is awesome to walk in there, and they actually gave me like a little bag just for coming in, and I just literally saw it on the map when I was there, and I was like, you know what? I think we'll stop by. Went in, huge, beautiful building. And they're like, hey, what can we do for you? I'm like, well, I'm actually here because I'm a fan of EVGA. I just wanted to be here and look around. So they gave me a little tour and like a good little goodie bag, man. But it was a pretty cool type of experience. So if you guys ever get to go there, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so they offer a little bit of everything in terms of the hardware market. They do power supplies, motherboards. Right. I don't know if they've done any of the recent motherboard series, but they definitely do power supplies, motherboards, CPU coolers. They dabbled a little bit in keyboards and mice, which are like kind of mostly low end stuff. The coolers, they only offer like two or three types of coolers, CPU coolers. And aside of that, it's not a whole lot. So I'm curious to see how that business is going to shape up and change after this.
Well, I mean, from what I've read in articles, right? I mean, they're losing 80% of its revenue growth. That's huge.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I
80% of
mean,
their overall revenue for the company.
right. That's
Because that was their
huge.
market, right?
And I'm like, oh my God. So according to the CEO, though, he is not going to be selling the company. He's not going to be making any GPUs for Intel or for AMD or anybody at this time. They're just totally just getting out of it. So I'm more worried about the people that work for him. I mean, you got all these people that have designed and worked on these GPUs. Where are they going? You know, that's kind of another thought.
Yeah, it's sad. So continuing on with the article. Furthermore, Han was critical of how NVIDIA routinely undercuts its own partners with its Founders Editions cards, which offer identical products at a discounted prices that partners are barred from matching. That's a huge thing. This has resulted in some massive losses for EVGA, with Han stating that the RTX 3080 and higher GPUs lost the company hundreds of dollars with each sale. Gamers Nexus presented some counter arguments to those claims, stating that EVGA has also established a pattern of producing more stock than it can sell, leading to losses when the new generation is being prepared for launch. This occurred during the 20 series and even the 30 series, with recent cryptocurrency crash and eradication of Ethereum mining contributing to the issue even more. Speaking further to Han, the publication also learned that the CEO wants to spend more time with his family and feels that the way NVIDIA conducts business is no longer worth the time he must spend away from them. That leaves the company in a strange position. However, with 250 employees, many people are dependent on EVGA continuing business, but without the GPU manufacturing, it has lost 80% of its total revenue stream. Han has made it clear that there are no plans to sell the company and no plans to manufacture GPUs from AMD or Intel, but claims that job losses will be minimal. It's difficult to see how both can be true, with the company now likely in search of a whole new purpose as it continues to produce power supplies and various other PC accessories. EVGA will continue to sell its remaining 30 series stock, which it believes will run out by the end of 2022. Reserve stock is being kept to fulfill any RMA requests, while warranties will still be honored to the company as long as they are valid for. So
crazy.
Yeah, at that point, I mean, I don't see them being a company for more than maybe 2 more years without selling out or getting into another market.
Do you know what I think is going to happen? I think that NVIDIA is going to make an offer to purchase EVGA.
I could see them doing it. I mean, that would probably be one of the only things that I could see them doing, because they've been such a key partner. I mean, for the EVGA is not big in other countries, but in the US, they're one of the primary manufacturers, right?
Right. And so, that's why I can see them going, hey, let me buy you up so I can use your name.
Yeah, I mean, because EVGA is one of the top tier brands in the US anyway. And can you imagine them doing the exact same things? I mean, even to me, like the research you could do against other brand video cards. I mean, EVGA has always had one of the better cooling systems with their the way they do their fans and heat sinks. While all of them are pretty similar to some degree, they've always had that leading edge with just a few degrees cooler than everything else for the most part. The hybrid cards being one of their big selling points, which other companies have finally taken up on, like Gigabyte and Aorus are the two that do hybrid cards now as well for the NVIDIA line, and even some AMD lines. So it's kind of sad to see him go after so long. I mean,
well, I mean, here's another thought though. Do you think that the board is going to just sit by and let him do this?
They're a private company. I don't think they care.
Oh, but they're not publicly traded. I thought that EVGA was publicly traded. No shit. Okay,
yeah, I think they're private still.
Wow.
If they were publicly traded, that would definitely be a much bigger deal than I think it is. Right.
So they can do what they want.
Yeah, they can do what they want.
Wow. Well, it's kind of sad to see him go, but like I said at the beginning of it, I am a ASUS guy. I've always been partial to that brand. So
I've been partial to them for motherboards, and then MSI as well. MSI is another company I really enjoy.
Right.
Like most of my current build is MSI, except for RAM, because Corsair and a couple other companies can't get the RAM game straight. Like G-Skill.
Oh, dude, I've tried out the Corsair RAM and it sucks.
Yeah, my last build, I burned out 7 sticks of Corsair RAM because it wouldn't work right with my motherboard, even though it's approved and tested. It was burning them out every like couple months. It would burn out a stick. I'd have to get them RMA'd and all that stuff, and it went back and forth. I switched over to G-Skill, never had a single problem since. So it's crazy.
Dude, that's actually my current RAM is with the G-Skill. I have an Intel processor, an Asus motherboard and graphics card, and even a power supply by them.
Yeah, like my preferred brands these days are definitely, well, EVGA for graphics cards, MSI for motherboards, G-Skill for RAM.
Their boards are good. Yeah, their boards are good.
Samsung for their SSDs for both M.2 and standard SSDs. Western Digital is coming back with some really nice ones, and then
well, their Western Digital for their Black Series is pretty decent, man.
Yeah, the Black Series is pretty nice. It still doesn't match the speeds of Samsung stuff.
No, it doesn't. But for the price, it's pretty good.
Yeah, for the price, it's good. Origin PCs are also really nice. I think they're owned by Logitech now.
They are, and I have never ordered a pre-built PC and never will. I did
my first custom ordered PC, which was from Zydax in 2018, which is actually what I'm currently using. But I actually just tore out everything from the case because the case I got was horrible. I hated it. It had this weird compartment that I couldn't put my stuff into because it had the cooling compartment. So the back of the motherboard was hidden inside the compartment that I had to like fish everything into. It was horrible. So I got rid of that case. I switched over to a Corsair case, which is one of the few things I do like from Corsair. And
yeah, mine's a Corsair case too, and I just realized that.
Yeah, Corsair's got good cases.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a good case.
But yeah,
that's probably what they're well known for is their cases, anyways, because they do build pretty good. So
yeah, but overall, anyways, it's gonna be a sad thing to see EVGA go out of the GPU market. I'm glad I got my last my last graphics card from them at least.
I know, man, but now what are you gonna do when the 5000 series comes out?
Shit. Well, we'll see.
Come to the dark side, my friend. Come to the dark side.
It'll be Gigabyte or Asus probably.
Oh, don't do Gigabyte. And I'm not a big fan of Gigabyte, but that's just me.
It's whoever has a hybrid
RMA
card.
Sucks. Oh, that's true too. Okay.
It's whoever has a hybrid card. That's usually what I go for is the hybrid cards.
Gotcha. Okay. 1 billion what?
$1 billion.
$1 billion. You know what? I would definitely buy EVGA and name it that SEMA. No doubt, bro. He said Ginger would buy, or he should buy EVGA, rebrand it to EVG or EV Ginger, set your gaming aflame.
There you go. That would be great.
Anyways. Yeah, dude. So that's pretty much it. I mean, you know, I'm super excited that it's gone away. I'm sad that EVGA is leaving the market because they're really good at what they do. But I get it though, because NVIDIA is like the parent in the relationship and they want to control everything. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it's kind of sad because it's not the first thing we've heard either from NVIDIA just being shitty to its partners, which really kind of sucks overall. Like, I hate to see that happen overall to them. You know, it's just not a good thing. Like,
I mean, I'm actually looking forward to Intel coming into the market pretty big, but have you read the news about them recently?
I haven't, but Intel has been on shaky ground before. Their new CEO seems to be coming back and doing things a lot better because they're getting their CPU market kind of back to where it should have been, because their old CEO dropped the ball super hard when they started trying to recycle old sockets for newer CPUs, which didn't make any sense because they were underpowered sockets to begin with.
Right, exactly.
And then AMD came out with the Threadripper and the Ryzen series and dominated the market at the time that they were floundering, and it was a perfect storm of AMD coming back with their CPU market. And now it kind of seems to be where they're kind of like going toe to toe again with how they're doing it. My problem now is I love the Threadripper line, but now it's gotten too expensive again.
Yeah, but those prices should be coming back down too, and that's what I'm building for my next PC is a Threadripper line product, because they just do so much better with processing, in my opinion. Oh yeah. Especially with how many cores that you have per dollar amount.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be so much cheaper.
I mean, like my current build is built on a 2950X, which is now a few years old, but it's an 18-core CPU, and I render videos now in less than a minute, like even an hour-long video in less than a minute. So it's
well, you suck, because it takes me like 2 hours on my old i7. Okay, like it sucks.
So I went for longevity, but I mean, still, it was $850 at the time for that CPU versus, you know, what you're going to spend now. I think it's like $1,700 for their current line. So
which isn't bad in my opinion for their processor though. I mean, yeah, but they're really freaking good. And that's what I'm excited for. So anyways, I am excited about Intel if they can get their shit straightened out and the new CEO bring it back. I've heard some good things about their graphics cards. So and we'll see though. That'd be another topic for a different day, I'm sure.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that turns out, you know.
Right.
So a lot of good news today. The PlayStation Showcase, or PlayStation Direct, I want to say it is. It's Director Showcase.
PlayStation
State
Direct.
of Play. Sorry, State of Play.
Oh yeah.
The Call of Duty Next news was pretty cool. The GTA leaks I thought were overall great, but I want to see them correct that and actually now like properly announce it with actual gameplay and whatnot.
I don't think they will, but we'll see.
I think they have to at this point now. It's kind of put them in a position. I think they have to at one of. It might not be as early as Game Awards, but I think it will definitely be by E3 next year.
Right.
So it'll be pretty cool. But I think that wraps up today's show. Any final words for today?
But the cool thing is, you know what? Like what you said, towards the end of the year and towards the beginning of the year, we're gonna have a lot of good things coming out. A lot of good games, a lot of good things happening, especially with the market. I think the biggest news here that I'm the most excited for is the graphic cards prices are going down. So that way I can start to build a PC, which I'm been looking forward to for years. And I'm definitely looking for the game that's going to be coming out soon is GTA. I hope it's within 2 years, but we'll see because I'm looking forward to that. But I'll definitely be playing a lot of the Warzone. Warzone 2.0 is just going to, and then the Modern Warfare 2, because I'm a huge COD player. Don't care for Activision per se, so can't wait for Microsoft to buy them out. However, the games are really, really fun as long as they're done right. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's my final thought. And
GTA 6 hype, as Captain said, yes, I am actually pretty stoked for it. I'm pretty stoked for actually almost all of the announcements that came out in this today's newscast. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that came out that's really good. I mean, everything from State of Play was great. Everything from the Call of Duty Next looks really good. Like, I'm actually excited for COD for once. Like, I really wasn't excited for Vanguard. I really wasn't excited for the one before
Vanguard was
the only thing I'm legitimately sad about is EVGA, of course, as we've said, but overall I think we've got a lot of good stuff to look forward to.
Right.
But until next time, thanks all for coming, and we'll see you all next weekend.
Hey, and don't forget to stay in chat. Jinja and Life Shifter will be playing some new Fortnite for the new season, so stay here to check it out, everybody.
Yeah, stay and check it out. Fortnite's coming up here in just a moment. We're gonna be checking out the new season. Jinja's gonna be on screen doing his thing, and then I'll be joining him in the chat.
All right, guys, we'll see you later, but have a good one.
See y'all next time.